Today we are going to be learning that we can make models of equivalent fractions and plot them on a number line. So I'm going to start with a whole, and I'm going to break the whole up into 4 equal pieces, which you know are called fourths. Each piece is 1/4. That's our unit fraction. And you know that 4 fourths is equal to 1 whole. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut it up into 8 equal pieces. So each piece is equal to 1/8. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8. Okay, I'm going to line that up there. Okay, so if we look at our model, I want to show you how that looks like on a number line. So above the 1, I'm going to go ahead and make my number line. Here's 0, and here's 1. And I'm going to go ahead and move my 1 for a second and just put my fourths up there. Okay, so I have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and as you know, 4/4 is 1 and 0/4 is 0. Okay, now I'm going to remove my fourths for a minute and go ahead and put my eighths by the number line. Now we're going to partition our number line into 8 equal parts. And I'm going to follow the fraction strips. So if I go halfway, I have 1/8. I move them down a little bit. Then I have 2/8. Then I have 3/8, halfway between 1/4 and 2/4. Then I have 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. And I'm going to just move that down for a minute. 8/8 is equal to 1 whole, and I do need to add my 0/8 over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our number line. So if you look at 0/4 and 0/8, they are at the same point on that number line. Okay, so we know that they are equivalent fractions. They share a point here. Okay, let's go ahead and find some other equivalent fractions. If I look at 1/4 and 2/8, again, they are at the same point on the number line. So I can say that they are equivalent fractions. If I look at 2/4 and 4/8, again, they share a spot on the number line. So they are equal. They're equivalent fractions. I'm going to keep going. 3/4 is equal to 6/8. And of course you know that 4/4 is equal to 8/8. They are both equal to 1 whole. So this is how we build a number line to show equivalent fractions and plot them. Now I want to show you a number line that is already made for us, except there are some missing labels. So we are going to go ahead and look at the number line, and on top, it looks like we are counting by fourths, and on the bottom, it looks like we are counting by eighths. And I want you to notice where the number line starts and where it ends. So we are starting at 0, and we are ending at 2. The other thing I want you to notice is how many parts are being partitioned between 0 and 1. So on the top, we have 1/4, which is already labeled, 2/4, which is already labeled, 3/4 I need to label, and 4/4. I'm going to keep going. 4/4, then I have 5/4. Notice I'm just labeling the lines that are solid, not the dotted lines. 6/4, 7/4, and 8/4 is equal to 2 wholes. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the bottom of my number line. And the bottom of my number line is partitioned into 8 equal parts. As you can see, we are counting by eighths. So now we're going to focus on the dotted lines here. So I have 0/8, 1/8. I need to add 2/8. 3/8 is already there for me. 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8 is equal to 1. 9/8, 10/8, 11/8, 12/8 is missing. 13/8, 14/8, 15/8, and I can say 16/8 is equivalent to 2. Okay, I'm going to look at another number line. Now, again, I'm starting at 0 and going to 2. But on the top, I'm counting by thirds. So in between 0 and 1, there is 3 equal parts. Okay, so let's go ahead and label that right now. So I have 0/3. This will be 1/3. 2/3 is already there for me, and I know that 3/3 is equivalent to 1. I'm going to keep going. 4/3. This will be 5/3. 6/3 is equivalent to 2. Now I know if I take thirds and I cut them in half, like we did here, that's done here, I can make sixths. So the bottom is partitioned into 6 equal parts between 0 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go ahead and label each part here. So I have 0/6, 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6 is equivalent to 1. Let's keep going. 7/6, 8/6, 9/6, 10/6, 11/6, and 12/6 gives me 2 wholes. Okay, so as you look at these number lines, I'm sure you're noticing there are several equivalent fractions. So let's go ahead and follow the directions on the bottom. It says color fractions equal to 1 purple. Okay, so I'm going to find my 1 on top. Okay, so I'm just going to circle them. Okay, 4/4 and 8/8 are equivalent to 1. 3/3 and 6/6 are equivalent to 1. Okay, so I did that. Now I'm going to go ahead and set, it says color fractions equal to 2/4 yellow. Well, let's find 2/4 on my number line. If I go back up here, 2/4, okay, and 4/8 are equal. Okay, so I did that. Color fractions equal to 2 blue. So if I take my blue, I know that 2 is where we ended our number line. So 8/4 and 16/8, those are equivalent to 2. And 6/3 and 12/6, those are also equivalent to 2. Color fractions equal to 5/3 green. Let's see, I know I'm counting by thirds down here. Here's 5/3. So 5/3 and 10/6 are equivalent. And it says write a pair of fractions that are equivalent. Well, I could pick a ton. Okay, let's go up here and let's just pick this one. 1/3 and 2/6 I can see are at the same spot on the number line. So I can say that 1/3 is equal to 2/6. Let's find a few more pairs of equivalent fractions to write down. 1/4 and 2/8. I can say they are equal. They share a spot on the number line. What about 5/4 and 10/8? Those are equal. And let's find one more. Let's go down to our 3rds and 6th line. One that we haven't seen. What about this one? 4/3 and 8/6. So I can say that 4/3 is equivalent to 8/6. So this week, boys and girls, you are going to be using number lines to plot and identify equivalent fractions.